Hello YouTube, this is shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you yet another wrestling review. I'm of course joined by my cohort and roommate Joe. Say hi, Joe. He had a strawberry ice cream sundae today, and he's happy. Well, it's Friday night, and I know I should be out doing some stuff, but I do this for you, the fans. So, I'm going to be reviewing Friday Night SmackDown. What will be the fallout for Over the Limit? Who will be challenging Randy Orton next? I got my notes. Let's get started. Randy Orton comes out, and as you might have seen my review or seen the pay-per-view, Randy Orton retained his World Heavyweight title in an epic match between himself and Christian. So, again, I applaud to you, Mr. Orton and Mr. Cage. So Randy comes out and he reminds everyone that his name is Randy Orton and he's the World Heavyweight Champion. Then Christian comes out. Christian says that he thanks Randy for giving him a chance, and that last Sunday was probably the best match of his or Randy's career. But on that note, he challenges him again to a rematch for the one more shot for the World Heavyweight title. Just then, old lobster head Sheamus comes out, and he said that he deserves a shot at the WWE Heavyweight Championship. And he says that Christian is like a gambler with a gambling addiction, mortgaging everything and losing everything. And he insists that he deserves a world title shot. Then Mark Henry gorillas his way down, and he pretty much says the same thing, how he should be having a number one contender shot. Then Teddy Long says, "Hold on now, pals," and decides that tonight we're going to have a number one contender triple threat match. The winner will face Randy Orton next week for the World Heavyweight title. It will be between Sheamus, Mark Henry, and Christian. So we got that to look forward to. First match of the night. Rematch from Over the Limit, Sin Cara versus Chavo Guerrero. Now I have to say, this was a lot better than their other matchup at the Sunday. Last time it was just a little bit of a showcase for Sin Cara. Now it felt more technical, really. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a pretty good matchup, and of course Sin Cara wins. They're not gonna let Chavo of all people go over him. That's what you get, Chavo, for jobbing to a leprechaun for 1 year straight. Next matchup, Daniel Bryan, a pimp named Daniel Bryan, versus Dr. Doom Cody Rhodes. Before the match, Cody cut a very good promo about how ugly everyone is, and his bag handlers come out and hand paper bags out to everyone. I really love this gimmick. It's just awesome. So anyway, the match, probably one of the best of the week. It's up there with RVD versus Kurt Angle. It's a pretty damn good match. Cody did not look out of place in the entire match. He matched Daniel Bryan move for move, which is a hard thing to do given that the guy is a technical genius nowadays. We had some very interesting submissions. That we saw a modified Mexican surfboard. At one point, Bryan does his typical off the rope backflip, but Rhodes counters with his off the rope flash kick. That was a great little sequence of moves. The end comes when Rhodes decides to go for the crossroads, but Daniel Bryan reverses it into the label lock, and Rhodes immediately taps, according to Cole, because he didn't want to mess up his face. So that's a win for Bryan. But of course, Dr. Doom does not take this defeat lightly and proceeds to beat the crap out of him after the match. I hope this evolves into a great feud, because right now, as it stands, those two are the best mid-carders on the whole SmackDown roster. I mean, they are just amazing to watch in the ring, and I want to see more of what these two can do against each other. And I hope they let Daniel Bryan talk, because the guy's a good talker when they let him do what he wants. But anyway, next matchup, Big Zeke, Ezekiel Jackson, versus Heath Slater, aka Wendy. Now, this was just a straight up exhibition match for for Big Zeke as he pretty much power stomps Slater. The ending comes when the rest of the core come out, but instead of beating the crap out of him, he fights back and just starts unloading body slam after body slam. And this is the first time I've ever seen a wrestler get pops for just doing a body slam. But the way Zeke does it is just so dominating, and he just has this aura of dominance. Like, if you look up domination in the dictionary, you'll find Big Zeke there eating an apple, flexing, covered in soap. That's domination for you. And he pretty much sends the core running. And even Michael Cole gives him some props. And I will say this. Since his defeat, Michael Cole has become a lot more bearable to me. No longer is he so over the top that it's unbearable. Now, he's just doing his job. He can be heel if he wants to, but just keep it at a level where you don't take over the whole show and just bury people. That's all we want. Stay where you are, Cole. Stay right at this level, and I might like you. Just stay there. No coal mine, no coal miners, nothing. Just stay right there, and we'll be happy. Joe agrees with me. Next up, a Monsters Brawl match between the Great Khali and Kane. Now, not to be confused with TNA's specialty match, a Monsters Brawl match. This is just between two big guys. I wasn't really expecting much out of this match, and in the end, nothing really much happened in the match. I mean, Khali still moves like he's like he's shadow boxing in a pool full of caramel, and Kane is well adequate enough. Kane wins with a top rope blow from the top rope, pins Khali. As Khali and Runjin are recuperating, that one guy comes out. You know the one I'm talking about. Mahal, I can't get his first name right, comes out and he is berating Khali in his native language of Punjabi, and no one understands what the fuck he's saying. But you can tell by the mannerisms that he's like, "What are you doing? You lost, you big fuck." And even slaps Khali. Khali's brother Ranjin Singh gets in his face, but he gets pushed away, and Khali's like, "No, do not fuck with my brother. I fuck you." Then Ranjin gets in front of Khali and standing between him and Mahal, and he's just saying probably like, "We're brothers" and stuff like this. Then Khali grabs him and puts the Khali squeeze on him. Sorry if I'm about this, Joe, but I need an example. He puts the squeeze on his head and utterly beats him. So I guess this is Khali's heel turn. I'm interested to see how this goes. Even though I didn't understand the word they were saying, it's still interesting for the facial expressions. Next up, Booker T is in the ring, and he calls Michael Cole to the ring for the sole purpose of humiliating him. Enough said. That's good enough for me. Next up, Alicia, I'm still wrestling, surprisingly, and I haven't crippled anyone yet. Fox versus Tamina, taking on NXT Season 3 rookies, Caitlyn and AJ. Now, I will say this. Caitlyn and AJ looked very good in this match. I enjoy watching them work. They have very interesting ring styles, and I could see them going far in the Divas division. This was a short match, and Natalya was at ringside supporting Caitlyn and AJ. And for most of the match, Alicia Fox gets beat down. The end comes when Alicia lands that very, very stiff axe kick. Surprised AJ's still walking, let alone breathing. But anyway, she hits the axe kick, surprising Booker T. Like, "Wait a minute, I've seen that move before. Somebody been stealing my moves." 1, 2, 3. Alicia Fox and Tamina walk away with the win. Now we move on to the main event: Christian versus Sheamus versus Mark Henry, #1 contender triple threat match. And this was a pretty good matchup. It was very well done. All of them played to their strengths very well. There was some back and forth, and Christian did not lead. Even though he was out-muscled by the other two guys, he did not look like the underdog in this match. Even though he was the underdog, he could hold his own against either one of those guys. Midway through the match, Randy Orton joins and watches the match from ringside. Mark Henry, during the match, looked like he went after Randy Orton and went back into the ring. At one point, Randy slides back in the ring and RKO's Mark Henry. Of course, this is no DQ since there must be a winner. So the ref is trying to get him out of the ring while Christian is pinning Sheamus. After he gets him out of the ring, Christian comes like, "What the fuck are you doing? I still had this. I had to get Randy Orton from raping Big Man out of the ring. Come on." And then Sheamus, I think, hits the bro kick, pins him 1, 2, 3. Sheamus is the #1 contender and will be facing Randy Orton next week. And Christian, of course, is livid by this because he had the match won. So that was Friday Night SmackDown. My thoughts? Pretty good. I'd say he's even better than Raw this week. Well, that's normal. The matches were great. The Divas match was thankfully short. Great promos. And it had a lot of progressive storylines. I hope we see a feud between Bryan and Rhodes soon enough. The core feud continues to get more interesting as Ezekiel starts looking like the monster that we know he can be. So, and we have a new #1 contender. So there's that. But anyway, like I said, I liked it. Watch it. But anyway, that is my review for SmackDown. Tune in next week for Monday Night Raw. What will be the fallout of what happened Monday? What will be the reaction for The Miz from getting his ass kicked by Alex Riley? And more importantly, what the fuck is up with Kong? I mean, well, we already know what's up with her if you hear the rumors, but just for those marks out there, listen up for Monday. So, it's shintigercurl, that dude in the straw hat, and Joe saying goodnight and wrestle on.